What's up, everyone? Justin here, back with a new year in wrestling, 1998 year in wrestling reloaded. Let me start over. Welcome to a new year in wrestling reloaded, 1998 part 3, where I'll talk mostly about ECW super shows. Now, give a couple thoughts on WWF and WCW pay-per-views also. Before I start with reviewing ECW, A Matter of Respect, 98, which took place May 15th, May 16th, 98. Before I get to that, I just want to talk about the WWF May 98 pay-per-view in your house, Over the Edge. I was there live. It was awesome. It was the height of the Attitude Era. It was awesome. It was a great fucking hype atmosphere. The crowd was hype. It was sold out. The building, I think it was like 10,000 seats. At the old, it wasn't at the home of the Bucks. It was at like a smaller arena that was called the Mecca Arena. I think it holds like 10,000 seats. Anyways, I was there. It was sold out for Over the Edge. The crowd was fucking hype. They were into every match, every superstar. It was awesome to be there. It was really cool to be at Over the Edge 98. I popped big time for Stone Cold Steve Austin. At the time, he was my favorite wrestler. It was great to see Stone Cold, Dude Love, and Vince McMahon appear on the pay-per-view as a ref. The Undertaker came out. I really marked out when DX came out. And the New Age Outlaws did their catchphrase and everything. That was great. There was great shit at Over the Edge 98. I still have the ticket stub saved, but it's like the name Over the Edge like wore off. So it'd be pointless to show you it. I don't even know if I can still see the date on the ticket stub. The date might even actually wore off. It said May 98, whatever the date was, but I do still have a lot of ticket stubs to all the wrestling shows I've been to in the 90s, late 90s, 2000s. So anyways, being at Over the Edge was a great memory. Really good times. I was there with a best friend at the time, a best friend of mine, and his dad. It was just great memories to be at Over the Edge 98 live. 2 years before, I was actually at King of the Ring 96 also. But let's get to ECW, and let's review A Matter of Respect 98. Again, about, what the hell was I going to say? Oh yeah, about the WWE Network. They still do not have all the ECW super shows. I wish they did, but they don't. They need to get them all on the network. Get the rest of 97, 98, and 99's super shows. So here we go with ECW, A Matter of Respect 98 up first. We had a great feud going on in the summer of 98. It was a hot feud. Jerry Lynn, Just Incredible had a great series of matches. I think they had a best of 7. They faced off a lot, at least like 5 to 7 times in tag matches, singles matches. Even had a pay-per-view match at Heatwave 98. So Just Incredible with Chastity and Jason defeated Jerry Lynn in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It went 25 minutes. excuse me, and win 25 minutes. It was pretty damn good. Again, Justin Incredible defeated Jerry Lynn in a 2 out of 3 falls. Up next, we had Chris Chetty, one of the original graduates of the original ECW wrestling school, the House of Hardcore. Chris Chetty, I believe, graduated there, Roadkill, and Danny Doring. And I believe that's it. You had to be really tough to graduate that ECW wrestling school, the House of Hardcore. Taz, Perry Saturn, I think the Dudleys were the trainers, and they just beat the fuck out of you. So up next we had Chris Chetty defeated. I don't know all these matches by heart on these super shows. That's why I looked them up, because I don't know every card. I don't know all the matches of every damn show from the past. I don't know all the matches by heart. I just don't. Some of them I do, but not all of them. Chris Chetty defeated Jamie Dundee of PG-13. The guy who's also the son of Bill Dundee. Jamie Dundee is a fuck up. The guy was always a fuck up. He's fucked up in the head, and he was a fuck up as a wrestler. I think he got into drug abuse or alcohol abuse. I don't know. I swear once I even saw Jamie Dundee, again, formerly PG-13, the tag team. He was also a part of the original Nation of Domination. He was one of the white rappers. Jamie Dundee, the guy I swear I saw him on Jerry Springer once. He was on there. They probably paid him, but he was still a fuck up, and he was on there. So Chris Chetty defeated Jamie Dundee. So up next, Mikey Whipwreck defeated Mike. Somebody, I don't know who that guy is, but Mikey Whipwreck wins. Very short matchup up next. John Cronus defeated Danny Doring. Very quick in 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Up next, we had a tag team match. It was the BWO, the Blue Mini, and Supernova defeated, or they took on the FBI, Little Guido, Tracy Smothers. And who the hell won? I don't know who won. It doesn't really say. It was a no contest. So I get no winner. It's probably ended in a brawl. Up next, we had another tag team matchup. Axel Rotten and Balls Mahoney, the Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks, took on the FBI and defeated the FBI. Up next, we had Bam Bam Bigelow defeat Al Snow. It was pretty good stuff. 7 minutes. Bam Bam, the guy was one of the best big men ever. He's up there with Vader, in my opinion. So then we had up next another singles. I don't know. Is this a tag? This was a tag, I think. So it was a tag team matchup, but kind of weird. You had Chris Candido team up with Sabu to take on Lance Storm and Rob Van Dam. At the time, RVD, Sabu were tag partners, and Chris Candido, Lance Storm were tag team champions, but neither of them were getting along. And then you'd go to WrestlePalooza pay-per-view. By the way, WrestlePalooza, ECW's WrestlePalooza 98 was the first ever ECW show I saw. I've said that many times, and I was absolutely hooked. And then I was obsessed with trying to find and watch more ECW. They weren't on TV in my city or state, and I wasn't getting tapes of ECW yet. But finally, in the beginning of '99 is when I really started watching ECW full time. And I started getting to see their TV, and I started ordering tapes of old pay-per-views and old TVs. So anyways, Chris Candido, Sabu, Lance Storm, RVD wrestled to another no contest. I don't know why there would ever be a no contest, and that's weird. I don't remember ECW barely ever having no contests. So now the main event, you had Spike Dudley, the Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer with Beulah take on the team of the Dudleys, Bubba Ray, Devon, Big Dick Dudley, in a Stairway to Hell match. Stairway to Hell. Ladder match. I don't know what was above the ladder. I think barbed wire, I believe. And I'm sure it was bloody. A lot of guys bled. But Spike Dudley, the Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer in a Stairway to Hell match defeat the Dudleys. That was a matter of respect. 98. Now let's talk about Heatwave 98. I'm not going to review it. I already reviewed it, I believe, on my original Year in Wrestling shows. I'm not going to keep reviewing shows over and over. That would be insane and stupid and pointless. So go back to my original Year in Wrestling shows. I believe I reviewed Heatwave 98 in one of the 98 shows, Year in Wrestling. I will say about Heatwave 98, it was a hell of a show. Great pay-per-view. Still holds up today as a great fucking show in my opinion. I thought it was awesome. Every match the crowd was hyped for. Every match was good. I really love Heatwave 98. I think it's a great pay-per-view. One of my favorite pay-per-views of 98 was Heatwave 98. It was a great show. It's up there with like Summerslam 98, Wrestlemania 14, Royal Rumble 98. It's up there with those pay-per-views. Again, Heatwave 98. If you never watched it, watch it, and just watch it for Mike Awesome, Masato Tanaka. What a fucking match. That was awesome, what they did. Both of those guys, especially Masato Tanaka, tough as fuck. The guy was so fucking tough. The chair shots he took. My guy getting tossed, power bombed over the top rope all the time. I think Masato Tanaka is still wrestling. I'm not sure for what company, but I believe he wrestles in Japan or he's involved in wrestling still. So Heatwave 98 was a great fucking show. November to Remember 98, not so good. Not very good at all. I did enjoy the tag team title match with Masato Tanaka, Balls Mahoney against the Dudleys. That was really good. And the main event should have been great. You had the triple threat against Sabu, RVD, and Taz. That should have been great, but it wasn't. The match was a mess. I don't know why, but the match was not very good. It should have been great, but it was not. So there's no more ECW Super shows for me to review in 98. A Matter of Respect, I believe, was the final one before Heatwave 98 and November to Remember 98. November to Remember 98 was just weird. Odd show. Seemed like things weren't working out like they planned. I mean, it was kind of weird. Terry Funk came out, was yelling at Joey Styles, yelling at the fans, like fuck you. I don't remember what he said, but he's basically like, you're an asshole, fuck you to Joey Styles. And he's called out Tommy Dreamer. Terry Funk was pissed because Tommy Dreamer did not pick him as a mystery as his partner. Instead, Tommy Dreamer picked Jake the Snake Roberts, and that was not good. Because Jake the Snake was really out of shape and looked like he did not care. He was just there for a payday. Then Terry Funk comes out after the match. He's pushing Dreamer like, why the hell didn't you pick me as your partner? Terry Funk was pissed at Tommy Dreamer, and it was just weird. I didn't like seeing Terry Funk as a heel in ECW. Then he attacked. Dreamer says, I will never hit you. He grabbed Funk. He was like, I'm never going to hit you, but I'm going to turn my back on you. Tommy Dreamer turns his back, and Terry Funk just starts beating him up, pounding his head in with the microphone and stuff. It was sad. I didn't like it because I did not want to hate Terry Funk ever. The guy's awesome. The guy's a living hardcore legend. But yeah, that's a bad idea. To turn Terry Funk heel at the end of 98 going into 99. Now I'm going to talk about WWF a little bit. Again, the Royal Rumble is great. It came down to Stone Cold, The Rock. Stone Cold wins. WrestleMania 14 is great. Stone Cold won the title for the first time, defeated Shawn Michaels. Mike Tyson knocked out Shawn Michaels. That was awesome. At the end. And Mike Tyson, for some reason, I still don't know why, Mike Tyson turned on DX and Shawn Michaels and put a Stone Cold Austin 316 shirt over HBK. Shawn Michaels had a really bad back at WrestleMania 14, but he still wanted to compete and put over Stone Cold. So, then what else did we have? Oh my God, King of the Ring. I'm skipping over a few pay-per-views. No Way Out, 98 was okay. Over the Edge was great because I was there. I really enjoyed it. Being there live made it a lot better than watching it on the network. And then you go to, you had Unforgiven in April. All I remember about that show, I believe the Road Warriors, LOD 2000 could not win the tag titles. They should have won, in my opinion, but they lost. And then you had the first ever Inferno match. That was fucking awesome. Really epic. Really cool match concept. You can't really do it anymore, but at the time it was awesome. The Inferno match. I think a WWE video game actually had the Inferno match. I forget which game, but it was weird. I actually played it. It was kind of odd. Set your opponent on fire. That's murder. And that's a crime and a felony, but not in wrestling. That's hilarious what you can get away with in wrestling. So, Unforgiven. Then you had Stone Cold and Dude Love. That was pretty awesome because Stone Cold knocked out Vince with a chair shot. And then, again, Over the Edge is great. I was there live. Great atmosphere. Really hype crowd. Then you had King of the Ring 98. My God. Nobody will ever forget the Hell in a Cell match. Mankind being tossed off the cell, then chokeslam through the damn roof. Nobody will ever forget that. I didn't see it live, but my friend at the time told me, like, right after it happened, because he watched the pay-per-view. And the guy lived downstairs from me. And he was watching, and the jerk-off didn't invite me. Some friend he was, but anyways. I was told Mankind was, like, tossed off the cage, and I couldn't comprehend it. I was like, what? I was like, that will kill you. I was like, is he dead? Did he die? I was like, how is he alive. I couldn't comprehend that he was thrown out because I didn't see it live. I didn't see how he fell and stuff like that. He did kind of protect himself when he turned and fell on his back. He just took a really nasty back bump through a table. But Mick did really fuck up his shoulder. I believe he separated it, I think. And he probably really fucked up his knees and legs. Anyways, I don't know. My God. Mick Foley, the toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen in pro wrestling. The toughest man alive out of any wrestler. I don't think they could take the punishment Mick Foley took. He just took before the Hell in a Cell. He took insane bumps. He took insane, just uncalled for bumps in WCW he didn't have to take when he would be thrown on the concrete and like body pressed and tossed on the concrete, power bombed by Vader on concrete. My God, it's a miracle Mick Foley lived after Hell in a Cell and that he can still walk. I'm glad he can still move and walk. But I don't think I respect any wrestler more than Mick Foley. I respect Mick Foley, number one, probably number two, Undertaker. So my God, that Hell in a Cell, that's hard to watch. That entire match, I don't know how he continued the fucking match and then got chokeslammed on thumbtacks. My God. So his tooth got knocked out. Went up his nose. Good Lord. But again, before that Hell in a Cell, Mick Foley actually got his ear ripped off. Half of it in WCW in 94. When he got his head caught in the top and second rope, and the ropes are too damn tight. In Germany, it ripped his ear off. And he didn't even get it reattached. That's how hardcore he is. So now Summerslam 98, or July, had Foley loaded. That was a really good show, I thought. Really hot crowd. Main event was kind of weird, because Stone Cold and Taker were tag champs, I believe. I think that's where Kane and Mankind won the tag titles. But that fully loaded crowd in your house, 98, they were hot. Really hot crowd. I think it's in like California somewhere, or San Jose or something. I don't remember. But it was a hot fucking crowd. I do remember that. About Fully Loaded, 98. SummerSlam 98, really good show. Breakdown in Your House, September 98, really fucking good show, I thought. Hot ass crowd, really hot crowd in, I think it was in Vancouver or British Columbia, Canada. Great crowd for Breakdown in Your House. That's where Vince, Mr. McMahon, took the title after Kane and Taker double pinned Stone Cold. Vince took the title and was in the parking lot going like this, holding the title saying, "Austin, it's mine." That was funny. Then we go to October, Judgment Day 98. Again, a good show. Not a great show, but a really good pay-per-view. Survivor Series 98, the Deadly Game WWF Championship Tournament. The Deadly Game. I thought it was a great show. I did not like at the time Stone Cold getting screwed when Shane McMahon was a ref and he turned heel. And then The Rock was a babyface the entire tournament until the finals, and The Rock turned heel. And they did a screw job on Mankind. And The Rock became the corporate champion. That was great for his career. Turning heel and joining the corporation, because then the heel corporate Rock could feud with Stone Cold, the most over babyface in the company. So, final pay-per-view of the year was Rock Bottom in Your House. Again, it was, I believe, in Canada, very hot crowd, pretty good show. I will say about the 98 WWF pay-per-views, all of them were really entertaining and really good. I cannot think of a bad one at all. Over the Edge, King of the Ring, Breakdown, Royal Rumble, Wrestlemania, Fully Loaded were probably my favorite pay-per-views of the year in 98 from WWF. If you have not seen those, check them out. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 14, King of the Ring, Over the Edge, Fully Loaded, Breakdown. Check them all out. Really good shows. So now I'm going to talk about WCW pay-per-views. And before I get to their pay-per-views they had in the summer and the end of the year, I'm going to talk about the Nitro that was on, I think, July 7th. I don't know, I could look it up. Between where Goldberg got his world title shot. They announced it on Thunder, WCW Thunder, like a couple days before Nitro. They announced on Thunder Goldberg was going to face Hogan for the world title, because Goldberg was undefeated. So it was Goldberg, Hollywood Hogan on the July, 7th, I think it was 7th, Nitro. Let me just look it up here. I know it's in July 6th. So it's July 6th, 98. Goldberg, Hogan on Nitro in the main event for the world title in the Georgia Dome. Sold out. Like 40,000 fans. It was insane. They were really hype. Really hot crowd. But I stand by this. It shouldn't have happened on Nitro. They should have saved it for a pay-per-view. Imagine the fucking buy rates. You would have got a ton of buy rates. And made a ton of fucking money. But for some reason, WCW, because they were in a ratings war, I guess, in a Monday Night War, they thought, we got to put it on Nitro so we can win the night. Well, that was stupid thinking. No wonder why they're out of business. That is just bad booking. And maybe it's Hogan's idea. I think it was, to face Goldberg on Nitro. I don't know. I think it was Hogan's idea, because he had creative control. He probably came up with it, let's have Goldberg win the title on Nitro. I don't know. It was a great idea for Hogan to put over Goldberg on Nitro, but it was bad also because it was not on pay-per-view. Imagine if it would have happened at Bash at the Beach or fucking save it until Halloween Havoc or Starrcade. I actually fantasy booked Starrcade 98, where it would have been Goldberg challenging Hogan. That would have been a great main event for Starrcade 98. So it was good. It was a great moment. It was exciting. The crowd really popped when Goldberg defeated Hogan. Picked him up for the jackhammer. Bobby Heenan was really biased, and he was like, yes, the man is going to win. Bobby Heenan loved Goldberg for some reason. I don't know why, but he probably thought Goldberg was great. And he was. He was fucking money for a couple years, like at least 2 years he was money for WCW. 99, I believe he got injured. He was out for most of the year. But anyways, Goldberg winning the title was great. But it was also not that great. Because it should have happened at a pay-per-view. So that happened July 6th. That Nitro, by the way, is a very good Nitro episode to watch on the network. If you haven't seen it, check it out, July 6th, 98. So, anyways, now let's talk about, what was it, June? Great American Bash was a June pay-per-view. May 98, you had Slamboree. That show was okay. It's not one of my favorites. Not one of my favorite pay-per-views of 98. It was okay, was Slamboree. I believe Macho Man took on Bret Hart. That match was, felt very slow and not that good. Also, Randy Savage had really bad knees. He needed to go away and get, I believe, knee replacement or something. He needed surgery right after the match. I do believe that Slamboree, stupid Bischoff came out. And I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying his character was stupid. He comes on the mic, challenged Vince to a fight to show up to Slamboree like Vince was ever going to fucking show up. He wasn't. He might have wanted to, because Vince is nuts. He probably did want to fight Bischoff at the time, but he couldn't. So Bischoff says, oh, Vince isn't here, I win the match. He gets his hand raised, and Bischoff's like, I'm still the king of wrestling or something. No, you weren't. Because Raw started kicking your ass in April 98. And yeah, you guys would probably go back and forth. Nitro and Raw would go back and forth winning. But Raw took over. By the summer of 98, Raw was a better fucking show. I believe Raw was a better show in 97 when they were losing, because they had Stone Cold, they had the Hart Foundation, they had a lot of great talent, the Nation of Domination. All WCW had in 97 on Nitro was the NWO, was super hot, super over, and Sting. That's all they had. Yeah, they still had the Four Horsemen and Flair. So Slamboree was okay. I believe Dean Malenko won a Cruiserweight Battle Royal under a mask to face Jericho. That was pretty cool. So then, Great American Bash 98. Again, not that good of a show. I believe Sting took on the Giant for like both tag titles. That was weird. And the Giant came down to the ring smoking. I don't know why a Giant would want to smoke, but he was smoking at the time. He was really out of shape. Or he got like really, looked like he got way more out of shape than he was in 97, 96. Great American Bash was okay. Bash at the Beach, 98 was pretty damn good. You had Dennis Rodman return to take on Karl Malone in DDP. That was a really good, exciting main event. Got a lot of mainstream coverage. Let's go to the August pay-per-view, Road Wild. I hated it in front of the damn stupid racist. 99.9% of the crowd was whites and bikers. And they were not real wrestling fans. They didn't care what the fuck was going on. So I hated the crowd at Sturgis and at Road Wild. I fucking hated those August pay-per-views that were in Sturgis. I believe those stupid bikers didn't even pay. Also, they didn't pay to see the show, so they watched it for free. So anyways, God, that crowd was just awful at Sturgis, a stupid biker rally. And what do you know? A biker rally, they had it this year during the virus, and they didn't wear any mask, and one of the bikers I heard died. So anyways, Don't be stupid and not wear a mask around a big crowd. Don't be that stupid jackass that does that. Because you're either going to get sick yourself and die, or you're going to pass the virus on. So, what a god. Road Wild, I hated it. I hated the crowd. It was full of bikers. And I fucking hated Jay Leno being a part of that pay-per-view. Jay fucking Leno. I hated him being a part of it. The guy couldn't wrestle at all. It was just bad. Yeah, it gave WCW publicity and mainstream media coverage because they were on the Tonight Show, but who gives a fuck? It was embarrassing. Jay Leno was a part of a pay-per-view wrestling. Jay Leno involved, to me, is actually worse than what David Arquette did in WCW. I know David Arquette should have not won the world title, but that was out of his hands. That decision was not his decision. Also, he gave all the damn money he made to the family of Brian Pillman and Owen Hart. So David Arquette, to me, the guy's a really good guy and loves pro wrestling. He doesn't deserve all the hate he got for being given the WCW title because it's not his fucking decision. Put yourself in David Arquette's place. If you were told, if you're a huge wrestling fan and you were told you're going to get the world title, you're going to get to travel with all the wrestlers for a month or two, would you say no? I wouldn't. I doubt I would want to say no. Yeah, I would think I don't deserve the world title, but I wouldn't probably say no because I get to hang out with the wrestlers that I looked up to. So, and I'm sure David Arquette was a fan of guys like DDP and Hogan and Sting and Flair, and he got to hang out with them backstage. By the way, check out David Arquette's movie, You Can't Kill David Arquette. I watched it last week. It was really fucking good. But this is about 1998, not the year 2000. I'll get to the year 2000 in the future in my Year in Wrestling Reloaded 2000 shows. So Road Wild was shit because of the crowd and Jay Leno. That was the worst pay-per-view in 98, in my opinion. Let's go to September, Fall Brawl, the War Games. It was like a 3-team War Game match. It was kind of a clusterfuck. Too many guys were in it. By 98, the War Games did not mean anything anymore. They'd done it too many times every year. People didn't care anymore. 96, it was still really good, but by 97, 98, the War Games, they killed the concept, WCW. So Fall Brawl 98, not a bad show. It was okay. It was good enough. You had the Warrior involved, who, God almighty. First, they brought in Jay Leno. Then they brought in the fucking Warrior. They brought in the Warrior to WCW. That was god-awful. I don't know why they brought him back. I guess they thought his feud with Hogan would gain interest. No, it wouldn't. It was like 8 years later. They had a great match at Wrestlemania 6. But that was in 1990. This was the fall of 98. Nobody wanted to see the Warrior back. I didn't care. But I was loyal to the WWF, so I didn't really care what WCW was doing. I still watched what they would do, but I didn't really care. When I heard the Warriors back, I was like, why? The guy's like a WWF guy, and nobody really missed him when he was gone. That was just an awful decision to bring back the Warrior. And God, him and Hogan had the worst match. Probably top 10, top 5 worst matches I've ever seen. Was the Warrior and Hogan at Halloween Havoc 98. It was so fucking bad. It was a mess. It was just shit. It was embarrassing. I guess there's a spot where they were supposed to light a fireball and that didn't even work. It was a mess. It went on way too long also. And the Warrior barely didn't even get a pop when he made his entrance. God, I don't know what was worse. Jay Leno wrestling or Warrior Hogan at Halloween Havoc. And I love Hogan. I love Hogan. Hogan's the reason I'm a wrestling fan. But my God, him and Warrior at Halloween Havoc was so bad. It's like top 5 worst matches ever. I don't know if it's number 1. I wouldn't say that, but it's top 5 worst. So let's get to Halloween Havoc. After Fall Brawl, Halloween Havoc was okay. Goldberg, DDP had a great matchup. Really good for the world title. DDP won War Games, so he was the number 1 contender. And DDP Goldberg delivered. It was a great main event. I didn't watch the pay-per-view live, but it got cut off. The cable company, the satellite companies cut off the match because they went over their time. That was a mess. That was not good. But then they did show the match. I believe on the next night on Nitro, they showed the whole match. But whoever paid for the pay-per-view, I would have been pissed if I paid for it. And then your main event is cut off. Holy fuck, I bet a lot of fans asked for refunds from the cable companies. But Halloween Havoc was Hogan and Warrior was so bad, so that show was not very good. Except for Goldberg and DDP. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash was okay also. They had a lot of other matches also, but I don't remember them. So let's get now to World War III 98. Not a bad show, I thought. Pretty good. Kevin Nash won World War III, the 3-ring clusterfuck battle royal. That was just so confusing and not confusing, but it's just annoying and hard to watch because you had 3 different boxes of all 3 rings. That was fucking annoying. That was a god-awful gimmick match, a bad concept. Whoever came up with 3 rings, 20 guys in each ring, bad fucking idea. It was fine when it got down to 1 ring, 20 guys left. That was awesome, but not 3 rings. Because how the fuck is a fan gonna follow 3 different rings at once? That's like trying to watch 3 wrestling shows at once. No, I don't want to do that as a fan. Just like NXT, AEW. When they're on at the same time, no. I will not watch both of them because I don't want to go cross-eyed. And I don't want my brain to fucking explode trying to follow 2 shows. I don't want to do that. I just want to follow 1 show and then I'll watch the other one later. So World War III, basically the concept was like watch off 3 matches at once at the same fucking time and try to follow along. Not good idea. And not fucking easy to try to follow. You couldn't even see every guy being eliminated because you had to watch 3 different screens of 3 different rings of 3 different matches. People like to sometimes bash WWE for overbooking matches or gimmick matches. And no, nothing WWE has done has been as bad as fucking 3 rings, 16 men. That was a god-awful concept. That's way worse than the Chamber of Horrors, I just want to say. So then you had Starrcade. Starrcade 98 should have been great, but it was not. Goldberg should have not lost. They should have kept him champion at least until January. Have him lose at the next pay-per-view or Nitro. He shouldn't have lost to Kevin Nash that way. By being shocked with the cattle prod and then jackknife powerbomb. Yeah, the crowd popped. They were happy. For some reason, they turned on Goldberg. They were sick of Goldberg, I guess. And they popped when Kevin Nash won. So I guess the fans that were there were happy. But people watching were probably... The fans that watched on pay-per-view probably did not like it. I didn't like it. I still don't think it should have happened at Starrcade 98. Goldberg shouldn't have lost a streak like that. Not like that. Starrcade 98, I don't remember much about it. You had Goldberg, Kevin Nash, main event. The Giant DDP was okay. I think DDP gave him like a super diamond cutter off the second rope or top rope. What are the other matches? I don't even know. Because they weren't memorable. Ray, Mysterio, Kidman, Juventud. I guess is okay, 3-way. The bottom line, Starrcade 98 was not that good. I would not, if you have not seen it, I would not don't waste your time watching it back on the network. It's not a very good show. So I hope you enjoyed my, I tried to talk about all the pay-per-views. Again, the best pay-per-view to me, well, the best from 98, were the Royal Rumble, Wrestlemania 14. Over the Edge, because I was there. King of the Ring. Fully Loaded, Breakdown in Your House. ECW Heatwave 98. WrestlePalooza 98. Living Dangerously. I'll add that to the list of my favorite pay-per-views of 98. ECW Living Dangerously. November to Remember was not good. It should have been great. Starrcade was not good. It should have been great. So I hope you enjoyed this very long Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1998, the final part 3. I will be back with another Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1999 in the future. Look for that. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go to my PayPal in the description. Leave me a tip if you can. Bye for now.